Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're back with another episode of my 1GP2 Twisted Bow series. In this series I'm going to attempt to earn a Twisted Bow in under 1 year from scratch, or to be more specific, from 1GP. I'm only going to be using the Grand Exchange to flip items all the way up to around 1 billion GP, or whatever the cost of a Twisted Bow is when I can afford it. If I don't complete the challenge in time, I'm going to be giving away all of my money, and on top of that eating the spiciest pepper that I can find, which every day there seems to be a spicier pepper that people keep mentioning to me. The good news is, besides a minor vacation I just took, which set me back probably 2 weeks, we're doing pretty well. We are around 2.5 months in, and at the end of 3 months, I was hoping to be at 150 mil, which it doesn't look like it's going to be a big problem. We also have the new Song of the Elves quest coming out really soon, which will give us a really good opportunity to flip some of the new items and hopefully make a ton of money while doing so. As always guys, thanks a lot for all of the support that you've been showing on this series. If you are still enjoying it, I would appreciate it if you left a video like. Let's see if we can get 3,000 likes on this video. I would be super happy. Alright, let's get started. So we're starting off today's episode at pretty much 130 mil, which is good. We only have another 20 mil to reach our goal for this month. Today is July 12th. And I am going to be leaving for 2 weeks, so at some point I'm going to have to figure out some offers that, well, I think will be worth leaving in for that long. It's going to be hard to find something that I think is going to be slow to buy and not change in price too much, but we'll work on that later. For now, we're going to start off with a Gilded armor set flip. It was working quite nicely for us in the last episode, so I'm going to continue on with it. Once again, we're going to buy 8 of each of the individual pieces, combine them into a full set, for around a 200 to 300k margin often. The only drawback here is the cost to invest is kind of high. It's like 80 or 90 mil to do the full buying limit, which is a bit on the high end for the amount of money we have to work with. It's still early in the morning, so we'll probably find a few higher volume rare items to go with, as we'll be around all day to kind of monitor them. But for now, we're pretty happy with this offer. The entire flip took a little bit longer than I'd hoped, but it's still midday, 3:30 p.m, and we finished the entire Gilded armor set flip. And we also did a Guthan's armor set, well, for good measure. The armor combinations are just so good all the time. I ended up getting 1.4 mil in profit on the Gilded armor set combination and around 700k on the Guthan's armor set, which means we just made 2.1 mil roughly. And we'll go ahead and sell this off quickly here. Bring us up to 132 mil, perfect. Really, I just have to do that once or twice a day to just squeak by and get the Twisted Bow after, well, 12 months. Now, one thing I've been contemplating doing for a while now is an Ancestral armor set combination flip. I do see it up near the top on GE Tracker often. The item pieces are very expensive, but we're going to go ahead and try this once. We do have enough money to do it now. A full Ancestral armor set is only around 130 mil or 120 mil currently. So it is a 3 item piece combination. We're going to go ahead and buy all 3 pieces, combine them, and sell them off quickly. We're investing all of our money here, which is generally not recommended, but it does look like we can get a 1 mil margin almost, and if we can do this quickly, it'll be worth it. If it's slow, I'm probably not going to do this in the future. I'm going to say that that wasn't really worth it. It took not that long, but enough time, a couple hours, and it only gave us 350k in profit. Definitely could be better considering we invested all of our money, literally. So I think for now I'm going to move on to something else. I think the Ancestral combination does have potential. Didn't really pay off there though, so we're going to move on to something else. We're going to try the Torture Ornament Kit. Really consistent margins on this. I'm very happy with this item. Almost always I get 100 to 150k or more even. We're going to do 8 of them because we may not check in again before bedtime. No, I'm not going to bed at 5:30, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be back in time. Next appear, we're going to try the Team Cape Eye. Once again, a pretty minimal buying limit. We're going to go ahead and buy it for around 14, 15. Next appear, we're just going to do a quick price check on the Obsidian Cape. I really like this item as the buying limit is 70, so you have a potential to make a lot more money. It does have a 70k margin also, which is quite nice. We're going to go ahead and do 15 of them, so quite a bit of money invested there. Same thing for the Infinity Gloves. The margins are decent, but the buying limit is really high when you consider other high margin items, and a 40k margin really isn't that bad. We'll probably go ahead and do 10 of these as well. And the last item I'm going to try here is the Boots of Brimstone. Some nice medium cost items with decent margins around 100k, so it's looking very promising. We'll go ahead and do 10 of the Boots of Brimstone, and we actually have some money left. Let's go ahead and find one more thing. And the final item I'm going to do is a Fury Ornament Kit, and we'll invest the rest of our money here, which will be around 6 of them, and that is it, guys. We'll come back probably in the morning. That is what I like to see. Pretty much everything is sold off and everything is profitable. We received 760k in profit on the Torture Ornament Kits, really good. Also 550k on Infinity Gloves, 200k on the Boots of Brimstone, also 200k on the Furies, and 450k on the Team Cape Eyes. Like I said, everything worked out pretty nicely for us, giving us a total profit of 2.1 mil. We'll check some more offers in here, but it's my day off, so I'm not going to be filming too much. Once again, a nice set of flips we have here. We had really good success on the Occult Ornament Kit, the Anguish Ornament Kit, and the Team Cape 0. On the Occults, we got a 100k margin on each one, which is 800k. And same thing for the Team Cape Zeros, another 100k margin, and we got 8 of them, so that's 800k, as well as 636k in profit on the Anguish Ornament Kits, and we're poised to make quite a bit on the Saradomin tier as well. Just those alone brought us 2.2 mil in profit, so things are looking at Millhouse looking pretty good today. We're at 5 or 6 mil in profit on the day, I believe, and it looks like we're up to maybe around 136 or 137 mil once we sell off the Saradomin's tier. So today is day number 59, which means we're only one more day until we're officially 2 months into our challenge. Although there may be some 31st of the month, so that might not be entirely accurate. But anyway, we have spent pretty much all of today flipping Justiciar armor sets, as well as we have a few overnight flips that have sold off. The Justiciar sets we sold for around a 450k profit per combination, and we have done 4 of them so far, which means we've gotten 1.8 mil today from Justiciar armor flips. We also did Torture Ornament Kits for a 100k margin, and we've done 8 of them so far. So it's 800k right there. And last appear Bandos Ornament Kits for 630k in profit, meaning we have made 3.2 mil so far. Definitely one of the better flips that we have done. And that brings us up to 139 mil, 139.5 to be exact. So next up here, we're going to do the Anguish Ornament Kit. Has worked quite nicely for us in the past. It has around 150k margin on it. So we'll just do the bind limit, which is 4. Next up here, we're going to do the Infinity Hat. Has a nice high limit of 70 and a margin of around 75k right now. And so we'll go ahead and do 10 of them, although this item never ends up working out. I don't know why, but it's just one of those things. These medium cost clue scroll rewards have been working for us really well recently, so we're just going to continue on with that train. We're going to go and do 8 of them, just in case I don't check this again before I go to sleep. And last up here, we're actually just going to directly flip the Justiciar Leggards. They have alone just a 200k margin, so we're going to do that. We'll just do one at a time, just as we're not 100% sure on that margin yet. And last up here, we're going to do a few of the Dragon Dart tips to finish it off, and I'm happy with those offers. So overnight, we ended up switching a lot of the items out. We ended up doing an Amulet of Eternal Glory flip for around 200k. We did the Monk's Robe Top G for actually 460k in profit. I think that was probably our best one. We did Fury Ornament Kits for 250k in profit. Dragon Defender Ornament Kits for 200k in profit, and a few other ragtag items, kind of adding up to around 1.3 mil. We did some burnt pages, pineapple pizzas, but nothing too extraordinary, but overall not a bad overnight profit. So we have 106k cash, as well as a few other items we're still working on selling off, including the Occult Ornament Kit, the last Fury Ornament Kit, and a few more Team Cape X's. So we're going to throw in a few offers as we have a bunch of cash right now. The Ring of Stone has a 100k margin. Not bad, we'll end up doing probably 8 of those for now. The Eternal Crystal is an item that I used to do a lot in the past. Right now is a really good margin, so we'll go ahead and do 5 of them for now. The Pharaoh's Scepter has a pretty decent margin at around 70k. We'll go ahead and do 8 of those for now. We're also looking to do the Granite Boots, 50k margin on an item that's only 1.5 mil. Not that bad, we'll go ahead and do 10 of those for now, and we'll probably find another item here, but that is going to be mostly it for now. Well, let's get started with today's flipping. So I actually managed to flip a full bind limit of the Uncharged Toxic Trident, which I'm very surprised about. The margin was 200k, unfortunately it decreased a little bit, but we still did pretty well on it. We got around 570k in profit off of 7 of them. We also got a really good margin on the Eternal Crystal, which we did 5 of and got around 500k from the Eternal Crystal. The Pharaoh's Scepters were also extremely lucrative. We got 536k in profit just from those, as well as around a 200k profit from the Torture Ornament Kit, the Occult Ornament Kit, and the Fury Ornament Kit, which kind of brings us up to around 2.2 mil in profit. Really nice. We have a few extra items left over, but I think we'll just go ahead and sell them off. We've been very successful these last couple of days. We're up to 143 mil already, not bad. We are exactly on day 60 today, so we are 2 months in, and we're at 143 mil. I think that is pretty good. Considering it took me weeks to get my first couple mil, I think we are way ahead of schedule. So we're starting off with another Pharaoh's Scepter Flip 3. This item has done us very well in the past, and we're going to do another 10 of them. We're also going to throw in an offer for the Black D'Hide Chaps G, a very consistent margin on this one of around 75k. So you may have noticed that I have been heavily favoring high margin items for really the last couple of months, and for me it's mainly just easier to make videos with slower items as the individual flips are worth more and there's less to actually record, but high volume items are equally as good, and I'm hoping to include more of them in the next couple of episodes. So in the background, we also put an offer in for the Abyssal Dagger P++. Currently has a 150k margin, which I thought was good enough. So we have a little bit of money left over. We'll probably find a few overnight flips, and we'll check in the morning. Once again, a nice selection of profitable flips. We did that. I think the best one by far was the Occult Ornament Kit, which we got a 700k profit on. Really good for ornament kits. They've just been working so consistently. I feel like the margin for ornament kits doesn't get messed up so frequently as the buying limit is so low. We also did the Pharaoh's Scepters for 360k and the Spiked Manacles, Ranger Tights, and the Dragon Defender Ornament Kits for 100 to 200k a piece on those, giving us around 1.6 mil in profit, and bringing us up to 145 mil already. Only 5 mil to go before we will have reached our month 3 goal, and it is, well, pretty much the end of month 2. So I have a nice little lead here. I am going to be leaving in around 3 days, which is going to waste almost 2 weeks. I'm still not really sure what type of items I want to put in. It's kind of a risk to go for any high margin items as the price could fluctuate so much, but I mean the same could be said for almost any item. We're going to be making some educated guesses and just hoping that we end up picking the correct item, because it seems wrong to just leave your money doing nothing for a week and a half pretty much. So we ended up putting in for our very first high volume item in quite a while, and that is for Toad Flax. I was really into them a couple weeks ago, but my preference has shifted a little bit. We're also going to put in some offers for the Malediction Shard 3, which surprisingly buys very quickly compared to some of the other shards that I've tried in the past. We're also looking at trying the Gilded Boots. Currently has a 150k margin, which I think is really good. We're only going to do 4 of them for now, as I'm not really sure if these buy or sell very quickly. And the last item I want to try is the Toxic Staff Uncharged. I don't think I've ever tried this item. It is kind of expensive, but I think it has around a 150k margin, and if it trades frequently enough, probably going to be worth it. And we can afford 7 of them, which will use up pretty much all of our money. And let's see how these items work. So we've been pretty much gone all day. It is the evening of July 16th. Everything is sold off and everything was profitable. Nothing was standout by any means, but everything I think we got around a 200 to 300k profit on. Just consistent, decent flips. So let's go ahead and collect everything and we'll see how much money we ended up with. We're also flipping the Gilded Spade back and forth all day, a couple times anyway, and we're getting around 150k on each one of those. Honestly, we're just doing random shit all day, but I think in total we probably got around 1.6 to 1.7 mil in total. Even I am not 100% sure, but I was making money the whole time, so I guess that's all that really matters. After collecting everything and selling off the uncharged Toxic Trident in our inventory, that brings us up to 147 mil, which means we made around 2 or 3 mil today, which is really not that bad. First up here, we're going to do the Toreg's armor set. We're going to do 8 of them. For whatever reason, the armor set has a lesser limit than the individual pieces, but we're going to do 16 of them overnight. Honestly, I can't recommend enough doing ornament kits overnight. If you just do 1, 2, or even 3 times the buying limit, there's a chance you'll actually get those overnight, and I've been consistently getting 100k margins on them, and the price really does not fluctuate much, so they're pretty safe in my opinion. Now next up here I want to try an interesting item, and that is the Third Age Plate Legs, a very expensive item. We're going to buy it for around 52 mil, 53 I guess is a little bit closer. We haven't really done a lot of Third Age, but it does make for pretty good flipping, so we're going to go ahead and buy one of the more expensive pieces for 52.7 mil. Next up here we're going to do another Amulet of Eternal Glory. Not the best margin on these items, but consistent, and they do buy and sell reasonably quickly. Again, you do want to keep in mind the return on your investment sometimes. For example, if I'm getting a 100k margin on a Third Age Plate Legs, that wouldn't really be considered good unless you can flip it back and forth a lot in a quick time frame. Oh wow, we actually already bought the 3rd age plate legs. I was not expecting that to flip so quickly. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. We can sell it before I go to bed at least. We're also going to invest in 16 of the granite hammers, and I am pretty much happy with that. Let's go ahead, go to sleep, and we'll see what the morning brings. Wow, the last couple of days have been extremely boring. I decided to actually skip ahead until July 19th. This is the day that I am going to be leaving for my trip. And so 2.5 days of full flipping. I was trying, I swear. But we're actually not going to be much richer than when we last left. Generally, I really don't want to skip over any of the clips, but I didn't really suffer any large losses or any large profits. It was just kind of mediocre flipping right in the middle. So because of that, I decided to actually skip it. You'll see after I collect all of the items here, I'm actually only at 150 mil, and that is from 3 more days of flipping. But anyway, we've come to the point where after this, we're going to be gone for 10 days, and I'm not entirely sure how I want to go about this. We're going to be picking some kind of random items as well as some ornament kits and a few other items I think will do well, or at least take a while to buy. For the Fury ornament kits, we're going to be buying them for around 1741, and we're going to do 4 times the buying limit. This is going to come through way quicker than 10 days, but it's hard to think of an offer that you could put in for 10 days and just have it complete when you come home. I don't think that's super likely. We're going to also put in for the granite gloves at around 336k, and we'll go ahead and do, I guess, 40 of them. We're probably going to stick to a cheaper high margin items that will probably take a while to come through. And I'm not entirely sure about this one, but we're going to try doing the cannon base. Currently has around a 5k margin. The item is really cheap. We'll go ahead and do 200 of them for now, I think. Okay, we have a slower item like the Anku top. It really does not trade much, and I think we're just going to put in a lowball offer, which is currently around 21 mil, and we'll just do one of them, I suppose. We're also going to put an offer in for the Anku leggings, and let's go ahead and put in an offer for the Anku socks, and we'll see what happens. We'll be back, I guess July 28th, not for a while. Anyway guys, see you then. Alright guys, we are back. It is now July 28th. So what is the verdict? Well, the verdict is lukewarm profit, unfortunately. I really did put a bit of thought into this. Unfortunately, one of the items we ended up losing 1.5 mil on, and that was the granite gloves. I guess I didn't actually look at the graph in advance enough. It was worth a lot more until just a few days ago, and then it plummeted. So yeah, we lost 1.5 mil on that item. However, in total, we are actually still going to profit off of this, just not the 200 IQ investment I thought it was though. We're looking to make 1 mil in profit on the Ken bases, which is pretty good. We did get 600k in profit on the leggings, 544k in profit on the Furies, and we'll probably break even on the Grand Seed Pods. Those also were worth a lot more until just a few short days ago, unfortunately. So after all of that work and 10 days, we have made 600k. Pretty disappointing, but what are you gonna do? At least we made 600k while we're gone over just leaving our money doing nothing. And I think with a bit of luck that could have turned out a lot better. Anyway, we're just gonna jump right back into it. We're gonna do a few items here. We're gonna do the Arcane Prayer Scroll for around 6.5 mil, the Torture Ornament Kit for around 4.9 mil. So the Song of the Elves is out now, so the actual new items are on the GE, so we're gonna start flipping them tomorrow. Not for a particular reason, I was just kind of tired and didn't really have the energy to flip new items, as it's a lot higher risk and requires a bit more thought. So we're just going to put in for some nice high margin flips, and tomorrow morning we're going to start flipping some of the new crystal items. There's a crystal armor seed, the enhanced crystal, Zalcano shards, stuff like that. I think are going to be really nice mid-tier flips, and I'm really excited for it. So we put a few offers in, and tomorrow we'll get started with the new Song of the Elves items. Well, a few of the items that I did overnight really were fluctuating in price a lot. We ended up losing 1.5 mil on the Arcane Prayer Scroll. It looked like we were going to lose 5 mil on it, but luckily we managed to sell them for just a 300k loss per item. But then we went around and made a 1.7 mil on the Spiked Manacles. Things are just kind of all over the place. I don't think we made too much money off of that flip. But anyway, let's just go ahead and collect everything and start on some of the new Song of the Elves items. There's some really exciting possibilities, as most of the items are relatively inexpensive and have higher quantities. They're kind of the perfect item to flip, honestly. So the most expensive new item by far is the Blade of Sildor, or however you want to say it, I don't know, which is around, I think, 200 mil still, so we're probably not going to do that item. Well, we can't, so no point worrying about that. However, there's quite a few other medium cost items. For example, the Volcano Shard. We're going to go ahead and buy one for around 1 mil on the nose, and we're going to try to buy 10 of them. We're not sure what the limits are on these, but I'm imagining at least 8, hopefully more. Now, there's also quite a few crystal items as well. We have crystal armor seeds, which are around 2 mil. We have the enhanced crystal, which is also around 2 mil. They're just perfect. Oh yeah, and there's also the random cosmetic item that, for whatever reason, is dropped from a rabbit. We may actually try the crystal grail as well. To start off here, we're going to do the enhanced crystal teleport seed, and we're looking to buy it for around 1.6 mil. A lot of these items have around a 200 to 300k margin on them, which is amazing. We're really just going to have to see how quickly that they buy. Another one of the new items is the crystal armor seed. We're going to buy them for around 2.3 mil, and we're going to do 10 of them. We already have one of the enhanced crystal teleport seeds, which is really exciting. That's a 200k profit just on that single item. Now, the divine potions were released, but they honestly don't trade very much. Not a lot of people are making them right now. I don't think it's a good use of your crystal shards to begin with, so I don't really expect those to have a high volume for quite a while. Now, we're going to do the crystal tool seed as well. It is one of the more expensive items released with the Song of the Elves, and we're going to try buying it for around 30.7 mil. So we're going to do these items for now. We still have 10 mil left. I'm not really sure what other ones might be viable. Maybe the crystal grail, but for now we'll just do these. We'll see how they work and probably repeat them or even expand into other items after. Well, this is looking really promising so far. We've only been flipping for pretty much 1 hour on the nose, and we've already made 3 mil in profit, which is exceedingly good. The majority of that coming from the enhanced teleport crystal, which we got a 200k margin and have flipped 8 of them so far. Although we also got 600k on the crystal grails and around 600k on the crystal tool seed. Considering how much money we invested into that, I hope we could get a better margin in the future, but we'll have to see. I'm really impressed with how quickly these items are buying and selling. I didn't really expect that. Actually, we also just got like 300k on the crystal armor seed as well. That is amazing. We're going to go ahead and put in a few more offers for the enhanced teleport crystal, especially. A 200k margin on that is so good considering how cheap these items are. We also did put another offer in for the crystal tool seed. While not the best margin in comparison, it's still good and has flipped back and forth very quickly so far. The Volcano Shard is really the only thing not to come through yet. We do have to do margin checks on these items because they are changing rather quickly, but we'll leave that for now. Okay, so it's 12:20, just a few short hours later, and well, things have been going really well. We are currently getting a 400k margin on the crystal tool seed. We've already flipped like 9 of them or something like that. We're still doing the enhanced teleport crystal as well as the crystal armor seed. And once we claim everything, we're up to 152 mil plus around 2 mil in our GE. So we're at around 155 mil right now. And we started the day at I think 150 mil. We hadn't really made much over the last couple of weeks, so this is my chance to really make up for some lost time. We're going to continue on with quite a few of these similar items. We've had success on absolutely everything so far. The crystal grails had 200k margins. The crystal tool seeds right now have a 400k margin. The armor seeds have a 200k margin. The enhanced teleport crystal has a 200k margin. Just really everything is perfect. We're going to continue doing as many as possible. We're doing another price check on this item. Once again, yeah, 240k right now per item. We'll go ahead and do 10 of them, and it looks like the buying limit is over 8. We're also going to do 3 more of the crystal tool seeds, right now having a 450k margin per item. That is absolutely amazing. The one item that we haven't really flipped yet is the Volcano Shard. We're going to go ahead and do another price check on it, and right now it has around a 150k margin, more or less. That's still pretty good. We'll go ahead and do 10 of those. Now the crystal grail is dropping rather quickly, but we're going to go ahead and do a price check on this item as well. A 350k margin on the crystal grail. Well, we lost quite a bit of money on that, so hopefully we can make that back. So it is around 5 hours later, and still nothing but profit. We bought 10 of these Volcano Shards, which we're getting a 200k profit on. We're looking to get 2 mil just on that item. We are consistently getting 400k margins on the crystal tool seeds as well, and I think we've done another 4 of those for like a 1.6 mil profit. We did some of the crystal grails. Just everything has been at least a 200k profit per quantity, so really amazing. And we've sold off everything. We can just go ahead and claim it. After collecting everything, we are up to 159 mil, almost 160 mil, which means we are 10 mil up on the day just flipping the new items, which is absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and try to finish out today strong. Let's see if we can make maybe a couple more mil before we go to bed. We're going to be focusing on pretty much the exact same items as they've just been working so well for us. There's no point switching now. and there's not honestly a lot of other options. I think we found the best ones. And let's come back at the end of today and we'll see what our total profit for today is going to look like. Alright, so we just passed midnight and that is going to be the end of today, and what a day it was. We just made a ton of money, probably more money than we made in the last 2 or 3 weeks, just in one singular day. Just flipping the new Song of the Elves items has worked out really nicely for us. Let's just go ahead and claim everything and we'll see how much we made just in one day. I don't think we lost money on anything, maybe a bit of money on the Crystal Grail at one point, but just nothing but profit pretty much. After collecting everything, we are up to 160 mil, but we also have 2 Zalcanos shards to sell off still for another 4.4 mil, which means we are up to 165 mil or 15 mil profit on the day, which is insanely good. And I think that's where I'm going to end it for today, guys. So today we made 15 mil, but on the episode we made 35 mil, which is one of the better profits we have done so far. However, we did make almost half of that just in one day. So anyway, guys, that is going to be it for today's episode. I should be uploading these at least once every 2 weeks going forward, maybe sooner if I have enough clips. Thanks for watching, guys. I really appreciate you watching, and I will see you next time.